Hello again, everybody. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Golden Ray Center and the Roseville Mystery School. And tonight's video is We Are Light Beings. And I'm here to talk to you about some light therapy technology that I was introduced to and how this light therapy technology regenerates your body and allows you to experience age reversal. So let me get right into this. If you have been following my work over the past year, from January of last year through the current time, with the Galactic New Earth project, you know that I've been talking about installing light codes, activating light codes in your body, repairing, reconnecting, and bringing online the dormant strands of DNA in your body with the online DNA in your divine template. I just did a video on seeding the New Jerusalem, where I talk about how I was told that the New Jerusalem is all about the full-on activation of your light body. So all of the work that I do is based on this premise that we are light beings, and the work that's been unfolding certainly supports that in terms of the light codes, the DNA activation, and now of course the new piece that's come out around the New Jerusalem being the full-on activation of our light bodies. So if you haven't seen either of these videos, I'll put links in them below. But what's you should be aware of, that maybe most of you aren't aware of in terms of the work that I do, is at the very core of the work that I do, I am a healer and I am a teacher. And this is clearly demonstrated in my own natal chart. You see here in the 9th house of spiritual learning, of teaching. I've got the cosmic shaman, Chiron, as that healer. And of course, Jupiter as the cosmic guru, being that teacher. So it's right here in my chart. I am a healer, I am a teacher, and that is certainly the core, the foundation of all of my spiritual work that I do in terms of expanding our consciousness, evolving ourselves as infinite eternal beings. And so this is something that has compelled me to be able to share this new light therapy technology that I've been working with over the past several months with you, because it completely ties in. It's all aligned. Now, again, another thing that many of you may not be aware, unless you're a close personal friend of mine, is that my entire life, well, you know, I just turned 60 at the beginning of this year, so not my entire life, but more than 45 years in my life, and 45 years is a long time, right? 45 years in my life, I have been dealing with fibromyalgia. And for those of you that aren't familiar with fibromyalgia, it can be extremely debilitating. In fact, I did spend several years of my late 30s being bedridden, being on a walking cane. They thought I would end up in a wheelchair. It's been quite a roller coaster ride for me, having to cope with and try to manage the fibromyalgia, the manifestations of the fibromyalgia. And it is one of the many what they call autoimmune disorders. So people with other autoimmune disorders like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, just to name a couple of others, probably experience many of the same kinds of debilitating effects that I've experienced over my life. And so what's happened is I've joked throughout the years about, if I could have back all of the money that I've spent on massage therapy, chiropractic therapy, acupuncture therapy, I would be an independently wealthy woman. And please don't get me wrong, I am in no way demeaning the value of those therapies. All of them are excellent. It's just that for me personally, it didn't provide any long-term relief, and it certainly didn't provide any healing. The most I would get from any of those sessions would be 30 minutes to an hour of relief, and then it was as if I hadn't even had the session done before. That's unique to me, may not be the situation for other people. So please be aware that I do value those therapy modalities and am not in any way demeaning their value, but it just wasn't enough for me. And so, I have a very hypersensitive system. I do not respond well to pharmaceuticals. In fact, I have a lot of allergic reactions to pharmaceuticals, and even the more newfangled pharmaceuticals that they've created for fibromyalgia, I couldn't take. They didn't work for me. So I was relying on things like heat and ice. I was using non-steroidals like ibuprofen, which caused a lot of problems with my kidneys. Now Tylenol, and then Vicks. So, very limited possibilities for how I could, for myself, alleviate the manifestations of the fibromyalgia. More recently, right at the time that I found about this light therapy technology, I was spending $1,000 a month on peptide injections. And again, for those who know me personally, I have a horrific needle aversion. So for me to have to give myself daily injections, that was like a whole new level of desperation. And what I discovered when I could no longer afford the $1,000 a month for those peptide injections is that while I was feeling on top of the world while I was taking them, the moment I stopped, within a week, I was in that debilitated state again. And imagine my surprise when I discovered that it wasn't healing me. It was just kind of, helping me kind of limp along. So, some of the things that I've been dealing with over those, 45 plus years with the fibromyalgia is widespread joint and muscle pain, brain fog, memory loss, lack of concentration, extreme exhaustion, again, debilitating stiffness to where I've described myself as the Tin Man when Dorothy finds the Tin Man and he can't even get to the oil can to loosen himself up. Sensitivity to sound and light, sensory overload, urinary issues, numbness and tingling, insomnia, horrific insomnia, disrupted sleep, and I put difficulty sleeping too. Not only disrupted sleep, but difficulty sleeping. And of course, fibromyalgia affects people differently. Autoimmune disorders affect people differently. Some of you may have some of these, all of these, and even more manifestations of, the kinds of things that I have been dealing with. So when somebody introduced this technology to me and said, have you heard about stem cell patches? I thought, no, I haven't, but I want to get on it. Let me know what I can do to use that. And more than that, just the stem cell patches alone were only 10% of what I was already paying, a month for those peptide injections. So it's like, wow, I can save all this money. Let me try it. So that's what I decided to do. So about 4 months ago is when I started using this medical device. And I've been on the X39, which is the stem cell patch, for 4 months now. I then started adding some additional patches, the glutathione, the Ice Wave. Now I'm starting the X49 and Energy Enhancer, and I've just ordered the Eon patches. But I want to tell you that I started with the X39. You can see I'm in my 4th month with that. And I have to tell you, I've had really good results. I'm happy to talk to people about the results that I've had. Now, the thing that you need to understand about stem cells, which I didn't understand, is by the time you're 30, half of your stem cells have gone dormant. By the time you're 60, and I just hit that marker at the beginning of this month, all of your stem cells are dormant. Now, remember what I said on the title page, that this light therapy technology not only regenerates, but it also then allows you to experience age reversal. And so what I've been told is, in terms of repairing and regenerating your body for however long you've been alive, for me, it's 60 years, then for 6 months using these patches, I will be, during that 6 months period, experiencing the repairing and regenerating of my body. And then after that 6 month period, start noticing the age reversal showing up. But let me tell you, at the end of 2 months of using the stem cell patch, I had people telling me that I looked better than I've ever looked in the most recent. They couldn't believe how young I was looking. I just had dinner with one of my cousins out in LA, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm a few years younger than you. You don't look 60. You look amazing." And I didn't tell her at the time, well, it's because of these, stem cell therapy patches that are based on this light therapy. But this is what you can expect to experience as well. And this is why I'm so excited about sharing this with you. I have, like I said, 45 years of dealing with trying to heal my own body, have spent a lot of money, and now I've come across something that I've used. I'm having really good experience with, and it aligns with my spiritual beliefs in terms of us being light beings, and the fact that it's a light therapy device. And so I'm going to share some resources with you. What I'd like you to know is, if you want to learn more about this technology, you can go to my webpage. I will put this link in the description box below. And in addition to this link, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a link to a website that talks strictly about the X39 patch as a stem cell therapy device. And then I'm also, if you're more interested in not so much the esoteric part, like what I do with our light bodies and our DNA and the light codes and so forth, if you're really wanting to look more to the science behind how we are in fact light beings, I'm going to provide a link to a little video that's about an 8-minute excerpt from a larger discussion that the founder of the company and the inventor of all of these patches provided on how it is that our bodies work in terms of the light that we are. And so I'll have that link below as well. If anybody wants to reach out to me, this is my email address, sophiamonalisa79@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot me an email. I'm happy to schedule a call with you to tell you about my experience and some of the benefits of these other patches that I mentioned that I am using. And I'm just happy to share this information, because this is the wave of the future. And, this company has been around already for 20 years. And so this is something that's not, a fly-by-night situation. People are having really good responses. The X39, not only for people like myself that deal with autoimmune disorders, but who may have wounds, chronic wounds that are having problems healing, may have been in accidents or whatever, they're having incredible benefit from using this stem cell therapy and light therapy medical devices. So please just feel free to contact me. Check out the links below. Definitely go to my website if you're interested, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.